Here we are, guys, with piecewise number 2. It's a really quick one. It's a 2-piece piecewise. I just want to show you how these critical points work here, how these points of transition between the functions work. According to the piecewise, what would f of 6 be equal to? Well, to evaluate f of 6, that's another way of saying, hey, when the x is 6, but I'm not really sure where that x is a 6. Like, is it a 6 with the quadratic? If it is, we'll just put the 6 in there and we'll solve. Or is it a 6 over here on the line? And if we do know that it's there, then we put it into the line function, but we don't have the line function. So we've got incomplete pieces here. And that's where this is going to be so important. These pieces here tell me some information. So the first thing that I'm going to note is that we know that the first function ends when the x is 5. So we stay on that quadratic curve. We're on the f of 0.2x squared all the way until the x is 5. It says from 0 to 5, from 0 to 5, which is right there, we stay on the quadratic, and then we switch to the line. Now the good news is that tells us that that 6 is part of the line, and so we're going to use the linear function, but we don't have the line, so we can't graph the linear function. We can't solve with the linear function unless we know what this b is. We know the a, it's great, but we don't know the b. B is over here somewhere, but we can't really guess for that line, right, if you continued it. So that's again where this information is going to be really important. I know that this over here, that the x ends at 15. So that's great. That tells me that that's the point 15, 0. So that's one point in the line. And that might be enough to get me there. But in case you didn't notice, we also have this point which works with this function. Right? That point is part of the quadratic function. So watch what that will do for me. I can put an x of 5 there and watch what you get. F of x is equal to 0.2x squared. So f of x, or y, is equal to 0.2 times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25 times 0.2, and that's going to give me a y of 5. Y, or f of x. So when the x is 5, the y is 5. That's the 0.55. And now I've got 2 points. I could get the slope. I already have it. But I can certainly use this to get the b. Once I get the b, I can plug in that 6 and answer the question. So y equals ax plus b, and I know that y, which is 5, is equal to a, which is 0.2. Oh, sorry, negative 0.5. I almost used the wrong function. I'm looking for the line here. Times x plus b. So that's 5 is equal to negative 2.5 plus b. I'm going to add 2.5 to both sides, making that go away, which is going to make 7.5 from my b. So the equation of this line, y is equal to negative 0.5, which they gave me, x plus 7.5. And now I can answer the question. They want to know what f of 6 is. That's another way of saying, hey, when x equals 6. That's all that means. So negative 0.5 x plus 7.5. When you do that, you're going to get negative 3 plus 7.5. Y is going to be equal to 4.5. The thing to understand is that the 6 had to get plugged into the line and not the quadratic, right? And what told me that was that 5 from the linear notation.